Hello, this is Wmpyr here to respond back to some of your comments and questions. So I got another one from SF Zip, and all right. So he says uh, everything you explained makes a lot of sense, especially the importance of adjusting for speed versus power in attack, and the critical role of distance in shutting down combos or fakes. So yeah, if you have enough distance, you can shut down combos or fake attacks. And I really appreciate how you broke it down. I'll definitely focus on separating speed and power in my training. So, yes, once again, please separate speed and power with the thought of knowing that eventually you're going to combine speed and power together. And in a real life situation, what you're going to encounter is probably it's going to be fast and it's going to be powerful. So just keep that in mind, right? But in the beginning, yes, for sure, separate speed and power. And even if you're advanced, you know, mix them together, but then I would separate them again. It's good to practice that separation. Um, and this is not something I made up. In the Filipino martial arts, traditional Filipino martial arts, they teach you to go with power. Start with power, absolutely. Okay, the reason being is because whether you're attacking or defending, you need good form when it comes to power. Okay, with speed, you could get away with bad form, whether it's an attack or it's defense. So that's why even in traditional Filipino martial arts, they recommend power first. So I'm just saying the exact same thing that they do. So, all right. I'd imagine that with each block, whether it makes contact or not, I need to step away from the attacker. Sounds good to me. Absolutely. That way, I'm constantly maintaining distance. Yes, that's the way to go. And making it harder for them to land a follow-up strike. Exactly. You don't want to deal with combos. You want to it's a preventative measure. If you create the distance, you make their combos look stupid, right? They're just wasting energy. This keeps me mobile and reduces the risk of getting trapped in close range. This I gotta say you're on the right track. You want to stay mobile, and you definitely don't want to get trapped. Um, so it gives me a better chance to defend and counter. So this is where I have to say, yes, it gives you a better chance to defend, not so much to counter. Okay, I wish I could tell you that it's great for defense and for counter. No, it's not. Um, in order to counter, the ideal counter is the closer you are to danger, I'd say the better chances for your counter to occur. Okay, so counter, the most basic thing I always teach about a counter, everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm going to counter the bad guy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Counter, as a general rule, in any style of martial arts, counter's difficult. Counter is high level. Okay, so you have your techniques, you have your easier techniques, your medium level techniques, and then you have your difficult to do techniques. Counter is in the difficult to do category. So if you're doing a counter in a street situation, you're having a good day, man. That means things are going well for you. That's why you're able to counter, is what I'm saying. So that's why I am not so eager to recommend the counter, okay? And in order for a counter to work, you have to be able to hit them, right? But that also means they can hit you. If you can hit them, they can hit you. So you're in a vulnerable spot, and that's why you're countering them. You're countering their attack because they're attacking you because you were vulnerable, right? And what I'm saying is, let's not even be vulnerable. And that's why you're constantly keeping distance and you're not making yourself vulnerable. You're taking away one of the main reasons for them to hurt you because you're not there now, and they're going, why am I doing this? So anyway, let's move on to the next part where it says, but at some point, I know I need to do something to distract or hurt the attacker so I can run away. I can't keep blocking forever. So the I can't keep blocking forever, true, because you don't want to play the blocking game because that's like the Matrix, all right? And obviously you have to be Neo to pull that off. So we don't want to play the blocking game, but what we do want to do is play the distance game. So if you have enough distance, can you keep doing that, defending forever? And I say, yes, you can. Obviously not all situations, but if you can, that's what you want. Okay, that's what you want. Because if you're only blocking, it's just a matter of time for something to slip through. It's a matter of time for you to make an error, because to block that's a very precise defensive movement. If you're just keeping distance, then by all means do that, because that is actually creating the opportunity for you to run away. By keeping distance, you have the chance to run away. The only reason why you may not be running away is because there's some other technical reason. Like maybe you're waiting for your buddy to run away first because you don't want them to get attacked. Or maybe the person that's attacking you, they're by the door. So you can't run away yet completely, you have to keep the distance until they've moved away from the door, and now you can try to go for the door and run away and completely escape. So it's a technical reason why at this point you're not running away, but you should be able to, ideally, because you have distance. All right. To distract them or hurt the attacker, like I said, in order to hurt the attacker, you have to. That means you're vulnerable to getting hurt by them too. You have to put yourself in that position because we're talking about reach. For you to reach them, that means they could reach you too, unless your reach is way longer than theirs for some reason, because you have a weapon or because you're a giant. So then that would be the only way. If not, you're both in range of each other. If you can hurt them, they can hurt you. So that's why I don't recommend that. And as far as distracting goes, that's where I recommended the poison mist. The poison mist is you're psychologically attacking them. You're psychologically making it very difficult for them to come get you. You're discouraging that. So the picture that you're seeing right here it happened in the UFC. Nate Corey versus Caleb Starnes, and for some reason Caleb was not engaging at all in this fight. I saw the fight live on pay-per-view at the time, and it was a game changer for me. This was when I thought, that's self-defense. So for a lot of people, MMA fans, this is a legendary, hilarious fight, or a legendary, one of the worst fights ever kind of fights, right? But for me, this was one where I was like, this is true self-defense. So I thought Caleb was injured, but then I heard that no, he was actually, this was his way of rebelling against Dana White because he wasn't happy with the fighter's pay because he was locked in a contract and he wasn't getting paid enough, so something along those lines. So anyway, he wasn't engaging. So Nate Corey, who was there to fight, he wanted to, have a revenge match because his buddy was defeated by Caleb. So he was there to defeat Caleb, and Caleb did not fight, basically. So when you remove the fight, there's no fight, right? It was very, very minimal. And at the end of the day, yeah, if you're looking from a fight perspective, Caleb was annihilated. Like he obviously, clearly, he lost this fight. But if you look from a self-defense perspective, he won because he was not beat down and he was not finished. Those are the two things that I care about in a real life situation, altercation, combat situation, whatever. I don't want to get beat down and I don't want to get finished. And so Caleb survived, and that's what we're interested in. He survived. I'm interested in self-defense survival. And what did he do? Basically, it's called disengaged. He did not engage. He disengaged continuously. He continuously kept the distance, kept running away. He did not fight back. He disengaged. And that is exactly what I'm teaching you guys, for you guys to be safe. So I hope that makes sense. That's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.